Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft Word. In this module we're going to look at several things. First of all, how to customize the quick access toolbar and the ribbon, how to create shortcut keys that are your own, and then how to do very basic simple macros. So first of all, how to add things to the quick access toolbar. So this at the top is a quick access toolbar, and you can see when you drop the arrow down at the end that you have some preset options. For example, email, that's a good one to have. If I click this button, it will automatically email this document to whoever I want to send the email to. And you've got some other features in there that you can add, like open and quick print and print preview and so on and so on. And then the spelling check F7 is a key command there. You can see you can add all these up to the quick access toolbar. In addition to that, you can, if you so wish, right click on any button. So say I want the font color up there. If I right click that, I can say add to quick access toolbar, and then it appears at the top. So and if I don't want it, I can right click and remove it. The point of doing that is if I am on a different tab and I then want to do email it or open something else, or in this one I've already got there, screen clipping, I don't have to go back to the relevant tab to find that feature, screen clipping, because I've got it there. I've also got on mine borders, because I'm constantly putting borders on there, so I've got a click button to get into borders and shading, and I've also got a crop feature which is grayed out at the moment because I haven't got anything to crop. So whatever you do a lot of, you can add it up to the quick access toolbar. Now the other way of doing it is to go, of course, into more commands, which is Word options, and you can select from the massive list that's there. But I find it easier to go through this, find things that you use a lot, right click and add them up there. So that's the quick access toolbar. Now in terms of the ribbon itself, if you go into more commands there, or go file options, that will take you into the same place. You've got the option there to customize the ribbon or the quick access toolbar. So this is a long way around of doing it if you like. So customize the ribbon. You've got popular commands listed here, and then you've got commands not on the ribbon, which are quite a few in Word, things that may have been on other versions but are now not on this version. You can see there's hundreds and hundreds of options there that are not on the ribbon but are available to use. And then you've got all commands, and you can see also you've got all the different tabs you can select from as well. So to create a tab, if you like, on the ribbon, so one of these, home, insert, design, etc., you can just click on new tab, and then you get a tab name which you can use. Let's just call it Steve, and then you can create groups. So if I call that formatting, so I've got a tab with a group on, and if I just click on there and go new group again and rename that, I can have this one as, say, tables, and basically you're building up a tab that you can then add things to. So in terms of formatting, let's go back to popular commands. Align left, I don't particularly want that on there, but let's put that on there. That's formatting. Bullets, copy, center, just a few items. And then on the other one, if I just minimize that down, on tables, I might want to find something to do with the table, draw table, add that, and so on. You get the idea, I'm sure. And if I click OK to that, that tab then appears at the top, and those two little sections or groups that I did are sitting there with the features that you might want. Now, if you think you've messed everything up, the good news is you can quickly go back into this and clear this off. I'm not going to do this, but I could click reset all customizations. It will get rid of any of these you've done, plus it will reset this to the default, which is just undo and redo and save. So be careful when you do reset that you actually do want to do that. You can tick these things on and off. So if I click that off, now it's back as it was. So you don't need to delete it if you're not quite sure, don't go down the delete route, just take the tick off or put it back on again. So that's how you customize the quick access toolbar and the ribbon. Now, key commands is also in this box. So you've got keyboard shortcuts there. So that's things like Control B, Control C, and things like that. If I click on customize, you've got a whole array of different options, different tabs where you've got the information on the right there when you click on these. And if you click on any of these, like lock document, if there was a key command allocated, it would show it there. So if I go to the home tab, bold there, look, Control B or Control Shift and B, and then border left hasn't got one, outside border, border outside. Let's go for border all. So if I want to do a key command for border all, I select it in this box, I click in this box, and I'm going to go Alt B. So it tells me, so I actually had to press the Alt and the letter B key on the keyboard, which put that in there. It's telling me that that is unassigned, so I'm going to assign that now. So Alt B will be borders all. So let's just check that works. Click OK to that. Click OK to that. Just type some text, and then I did Alt B and it put borders around all of that. So if I highlight some of that, it just put the border around that little bit. So that's how you do a key command. Let's do another one. So I'll go back into there, options, customize ribbon, customize. I'll come down further. You can see all these things you've got, all these different options that you've got coming down. Commands not on the ribbon. This is one that I use a lot. Applying a heading style. So currently the heading style is Alt plus Control and then the number 2. So I just want it to be Alt 2, which again is not assigned. So I'm going to assign that, assign, and then close, and then just check that works. So if I highlight that, in fact, let's delete that. So if I do Alt 2, heading style is applied, and then I can type. And then when I press enter, the heading style is off. So I'll do that again. Alt 2, heading style is on. Press enter, heading style is off. Carry on typing like that. So there's a key command allocation. So you don't need to allocate key commands to every single thing. It's just things that you do quite a lot, or that you find yourself clicking down into different things, you know, or you're going into advanced tabs and try to find something and you can't quite remember where things are. It's worth your while, if you're doing that a lot, to go and find where that is in the shortcut list and then allocate a key command so you can simply apply the key command to activate that feature. So that's customizing the quick access toolbar and the ribbon, and also doing key commands, adding key commands. But also I want to cover basic macros in this little session. So I have added the developer tab, because on the developer tab you have a group that says macros called code. You've also got it on the view tab, macros, so you can actually achieve what I'm going to do today through this box. But to get the developer tab on, if you haven't got it active, you go back into file options and customize ribbon, and you just tick the developer tab. It's there by default. I haven't created that. You just need to tick it on, and then click OK, and then you'll have the developer tab. So basically, macros are just automated routines, things that you do quite a lot, or you want to activate quite a lot. So it could be something as simple as going file print and selecting 2 or 3 copies, or current page only. Whatever you do repetitively, you can create a macro to do. And then as you get more involved in Word, you can go and learn Visual Basic and create some code that's going to do some fairly complicated tasks. But for this session, we are just going to go through the very basics, create a very simple macro, add a button to the quick access toolbar, and then you can see how it works. So first of all, I'm going to record a macro as opposed to typing the code. It asks you to name the macro, so I'm just going to name this my name, and then you've got 2 options here: a button on the quick access toolbar and one on the keyboard. You could also put the button on your tab if you've got your tab active. So I'm going to just click this option, And then it gives me this macro Steve, where I can add it across to the quick access toolbar, so it sits like that. And then you can modify that and get rid of all this information, so I don't need all that there, just so it says Steve, and then give myself a little smiley face as an icon that I can click on, like so. And then once I click OK, it is now recording everything I do. So I'm just going to type my address block, which is not my real address. There's a typo straight away, look. Now it's actually recording everything you do, so try to have a thought process before you start typing to make sure you don't make too many mistakes. It is quite forgiving, and you can actually edit it afterwards if there is a blatant mistake that you need to correct. PD2 4RF. So let's say that's all I want. I then stop the macro, and if I delete that off, every time I click the smiley face, I get my little name coming up like that. Oh, and it's recorded the actual mistake, look, because I typed that in the wrong place. I didn't even notice I did that. So let's try and fix that, shall I? If I go into the Visual Basic, and this document, let's get rid of properties. Okay, Mr. Section, so selection type S, so that's the thing there. Now it's not a mistake as in terms of the macro, but this is the code that you can actually look at. I'm just going to delete that off and then see if it fixes it. And put a capital S there. I'm going to save that and then just close this window and see if I've fixed it. And you can see that I have fixed it. So all I did was delete the typo that I made while I was recording. So that's I didn't do that on purpose. It's an accident, but it is a good teaching point because it showed you quickly that if you don't plan out what you're going to type, or if you make a mistake when you type in, that you will have to correct the macro or do it again. You can't just leave it like that. Obviously, it's counterproductive if you have to keep deleting, in this case, an extra S that I typed at the end. But that's the end of this little session, guys. If you want to know more about Visual Basic, there is a whole course on Visual Basic that could take you a week, and you would have to keep doing it constantly to keep remembering how the code works. But as a simple macro, that is how it works, and I hope you've enjoyed this session, and I thank you for your time. I'll see you on the next one.